Hello people, in this video I want to talk about client selection. A software company takes a lot of time to select its employees, but when it comes to selecting its client it seems to be blind. If someone has the paying potential and that's it, that guy can become a client or that organization can become a client to a software company. And there is this notion that goes on which says that the client is always right, and we are all humans. We can always never be right. We make mistakes. But why do they say that client is always right? It means two things. One is the person who says it might not do the real work. So even if the client tells you to do shit, it means that somebody under him is going to do that and he is going to get profited out of that. So that's one thing. And the second thing is he means to say that, okay, the client is stupid and he has money. So I'm going to do something and I'm going to milk money from him. So this thing, client is always right, it was even told to me by people who were alumni of very, very large multinational corporations. So it's kind of unbelievable. That is, coding is a scientific thing, and it is software development is a scientific institution. And to say such a thing, like to say a wrong statement in a scientific institution, means that that institution is doomed to fail or it might never really pick up. And so it's very sad to hear in a software industry and in IT company. Another thing I just want to talk is I just want to expand on it. The client is not right. I just a few years ago I got a project requirement, and it was a web-based software, and the first requirement was it should scale up to 1 million users. So that's the requirement. That's the initial requirement. I never knew what the project was, but the requirement was it should scale to 1 million users or 1 million hits at the same time or whatever. I don't remember it exactly, but I just remember the word million, and the million is not about money. It's about 1 million users or something like that. So I was just thinking, look, we haven't even built software and there isn't even 10 users using it, and these people are talking about 1 million users, and I was just baffled about it. As it turned out, never really more than 10 or 20 users really used its software, and that project did not get funding, and it never even touched 100 users. I can bet you that, and leave alone 100 simultaneous users. So client can be wrong, and most probably client is wrong. He doesn't know much about software, and it's our duty to educate him. It's our duty to bring him into the agile process, and it's our duty to guide him. And similarly, in other cases, the client who almost doesn't know about software just comes up, okay, look, I want to use this technology, and you have to use this technology. And if we ask a logical reasoning why, he doesn't answer, and he must have just heard about it in some place, like in a club or from his friends or something like that, and he will insist on that. Look, let me tell you, coding is a scientific industry and it's very logical industry. Of course, writing good code is another thing. It's like writing poetry, but you are building a scientific industry, and just like Richard Feynman had told, you must put PR below the truth. So even if a client says, okay, look, come on, I just came across this magical thing and it must be used in a project, you must bring him down to earth from cloud 9. So it's your responsibility. So failing to do so and trying to be a S-boss person just because you're getting a money is not an acceptable practice. I don't think so that's an acceptable practice, but that's what many companies are doing, and because of that many employees are bearing the brunt. And the client just tells you to do something totally illogical, and the manager says, yes boss, commits a lot of tasks in a very short time, and people should suffer because of it. This is all totally unneeded. And another one is like I want to talk about is client rejection. Rejection, like you need to have the guts to stand up to client, and you need to have the guts to reject him. That's what a manager is there for. Like he's not there to be a yes boss person. He's there to be a very logical person, and to tell a client that okay, look, this will work and this will not work. And if the client is really adamant and all those stuff, totally illogical, you must have the guts to reject him. So just imagine you're just going to a doctor and the doctor just spots a appendix in you, and you just tell him to operate immediately. And so the doctor just takes a knife, sticks it into your stomach, pulls out the appendix, and says that look, my job is done. Quite literally, that's how some software, that is not some, in fact many software organizations work. And it's very sad, and it's very sad to be an engineer and watch it. It's very sad as a programmer to watch it. And the ethics goes against my profession, but that's the kind of thing we are forced to do. Like so a company should okay, it will take time for a company to get established and to become big and all those stuff, but that is if you follow this procedure. But when you stand, you will stand like an elephant. So so client is always not right. Client could mostly be wrong. So, and if he's wrong, and if he's adamant, and if he's not changing, or if he doesn't suit you, you must have the guts to say to the client like, look, come on, this is not working, let's split apart. So client selection is very, very, very important for a software company. That's why I'm just putting this in my second video. Yeah, have a nice life. Bye.